That's a strange kind of exhaustion we often carry, not the kind that comes from running a mile or working a long shift, but as emotional bandwidth, the space in your mind and heart that allows you to feel calm, focused, and emotionally balanced. Toxic people are often experts at invading this space. Whether they do it through constant negativity, manipulation, drama, or passive-aggressive behaviors, this doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop absorbing. When someone is venting or spreading negativity, practice being present without becoming their emotional sponge. Use what psychologists call the observer mindset: listen, acknowledge, but don't internalize. Think of it like watching a storm from behind a window. You see the chaos, but you don't walk into the rain. And you definitely don't need to carry energy that isn't yours. So the next time someone tries to dim your light, remember, you don't need to fight back with fire. Just step back, reclaim your space, and let their darkness fade in your absence. The more you protect your peace, the clearer your mind becomes. Is the one that doesn't beg to be seen, it simply refuses to be drained. The more you respect your space, the more confident you become. And the more you walk away from toxicity, the closer you get to the version of you that's been buried underneath all that emotional noise. They have a way of pulling you into their emotional chaos, and making you feel responsible for fixing it. Just like a phone that needs charging, your mind and heart need space to recover. That space comes from saying no without guilt. It comes from walking away from arguments you don't need to win. It comes from choosing peace over proving a point. Toxic people feed on reactions. Don't give them yours. If you constantly make space for toxicity, it becomes your emotional baseline. But the moment you begin to raise your standards, even silently, people either rise with you or fall away. Both outcomes are forms of healing. This creates a psychological imbalance called emotional enmeshment. Psychology shows that humans unconsciously mirror the emotional energy around them. This is known as emotional contagion. If you're constantly around people who gossip, complain, or belittle others, start checking in with yourself after every interaction. Ask, how do I feel after talking to this person? If the answer is consistently drained, anxious, or frustrated, that's your body warning you. Honor that warning. Your emotions are data, not weakness. They are your built-in guidance system. You'll start to carry that energy too, whether you realize it or not. But if you begin to surround yourself with those who uplift, support, and respect your space, your energy naturally replenishes itself. Where your feelings start to get tangled with theirs. Toxic people hate silence, not just verbal silence, but emotional silence. They want drama, reaction, attention, because these are their forms of control. When you respond with calm, quiet strength, you starve their need for control. That's how you shift the power dynamic without a single word. Before you know it, you're carrying their emotions like they're your own. But the kind that lingers in your chest after being around certain people. You know the ones who drain you without touching you. And let's be clear, boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They're filters to keep what's healthy in and what's harmful out. You don't need to explain your boundaries to everyone. Sometimes a simple, I can talk right now, or I need time to recharge is enough. You're not being rude. You're being responsible for your own emotional health. They walk into a room and suddenly, it's like the air feels heavier. Your mood shifts. Your mind becomes clouded. It's not magic. It's not coincidence. It's psychology, and it's energy. What you're feeling is real. It's the silent, emotional cost of being around toxic people. And if you don't learn to protect your energy, it will keep slipping away every single day, drop by drop, conversation by conversation, until you barely recognize the version of yourself that's left. So today, let us talk about how to guard one of your most powerful resources, your energy, from people who don't deserve access to it. In psychology, we often describe energy not just in terms of physical stamina. One of the first ways to protect your energy is by recognizing who these people are. Not all toxic individuals are loud or openly abusive. Some wear masks of charm, politeness, or even victimhood. But there's a pattern. Every time you interact with them, you feel emotionally drained, confused, anxious, or guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong. That's a red flag your mind is waving, telling you, this is not safe. Protect yourself. Psychologically, protecting your energy begins with boundaries. Another key strategy is emotional detachment. And here's something crucial: protecting your energy is not selfish. It's essential. Surrounding yourself with emotionally safe people also plays a massive role. Also, never underestimate the power of silence. Another tool is your self-awareness. Lastly, remember that you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. You don't need to save everyone. You don't need to please everyone. Protecting your energy is not just an act of self-care, it's a form of psychological survival. Because the strongest energy